Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. Hope everyone is doing well today. It is Tuesday, March 17th. Yesterday, we had one of the biggest red days ever in the market, and we are break even in pre-market, so we haven't gone up necessarily. I'm drinking my R2D2 mug. Don't judge me. Alright, guys, so like I said, yesterday was one of the single biggest red days we've ever had in the market. This is the S&P 500. You can get a good indication of what this one is going to do at the open per what the SPY actually does. This is the SPY, the little baby S&P, if you will. There's the SPY. We'll see what we get there. We're up a little bit. We're up actually a solid amount. It looks like the previous close on the SPY was at 239.85, so we're actually up in pre-market some. Let's see what oil is doing. Oil's right around the lows. Gold down. But yeah, we got CODX gapping up coronavirus stock. We got BNTX gapping up some. That one looks alright. We got IFMK gapping up a little bit. I'm sure most of these are just coronavirus stocks, but we'll talk about them anyway. AIMT, this one's an old runner that is boring with no volume. REGN, same thing. This one's actually got a little bit more volume. We got mRNA, everybody's favorite coronavirus stock. mRNA. We got NVAX, which hasn't been doing so hot lately, but it's still a coronavirus stock. We got PTON, everybody's favorite exercise bike with the TV mounted on it. We got PTON, Peloton. We got OSTK, everybody's favorite failing online company that tried to compete with Amazon. We got REGN. And that's about it, guys. Let me know if you see anything specific you want me to look at. We can look at the other stocks here, and most of them are roughly break-even. They're not doing too much, just because the market is roughly break-even. But AMD closed way down here, and it's gapping up some. MU doing the same thing. We got CGC, cannabis stock, everybody's favorite cannabis stock. We got a break-even in pre-market. And that's about it, guys. We'll go over the news in just a minute. Let me catch back up on the chat. What's up, Two-Way? Champ is here, huh? What's up, Two-Way? Hope you're doing well, bro. What's up, Stuck? What's up, bro? What's up, Always About? What's up, Scott? What's up, bro? What's up, JB? What's up, Seven? Good morning, man. What's up, Ben? Torque, Gavin, A-Song. Oh no, man. An Anheuser-Busch employee was tested positive for the coronavirus. They've infiltrated our beer, man. They've infiltrated our beer. That is terrible. I mean, I don't drink. I'm not a big beer drinker. Like, I'll drink beer. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not much of a beer drinker. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna be mean. Seven to him. But I've said it before, the only other people are live stream. I think some of them are disabled. And then the other ones are just nonsense, man. They're all faking it. And so, you know, I'm gonna try to be as nice as I can about that. But like I said, notice the first one I think some of them are not quite all there. I've seen them before. They're not quite all there. At least some of them. The only reason people sometimes go to the other one stream is because they do penny stocks, and like we don't really do penny stocks here that often. We don't trade that many penny stocks. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I like the music, bro. I know the music's loud. If you can't hear me, let me turn it down a little bit. That should be a little bit better. There you go. What's up, two-way? Man, some coffee is sounding good right now. Sounding good is an expression. It doesn't actually mean that coffee is sounding like anything. It's just an expression us Americans, and probably the British use, is what I'm assuming. It's kind of like, I'll be back in a second. We're not literally talking about a second. We're just saying we'll be back. You know, he's just saying coffee seems nice right now. You know, that's all he's saying. I got your back, Adam. You know, I got your back, bro. You know what I mean? What's up, Mr. G? What's up, Budley? Budley Bear. Alright, team. I know, dude, these bots, they infiltrate, and they infiltrate, and they take over our Discord, man. So what's up, guys? Alright, let's go ahead and start looking up some catalysts and news. I got you a thumbs up? Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, man. You know. Anyways. Alright, let's start looking up some news. I did take a few sips of coffee, you know, let it enter my body and snap out of my sleepiness real quick. Alright, guys, so first I'm looking at BNTX. This is the song that goes doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo. See? Alright. Let's start looking up some catalysts this morning. Hey, what's up, James? I got a confession to make, man. James, I got a confession to make, man. I'm not much of a cigar smoker. But with James on my Facebook, I kind of want to smoke cigars, you know? I feel like James isn't really saying anything, but it's just kind of like I see pictures. James looks cool as hell smoking his cigars on Facebook, and it kind of makes me want to smoke cigars. I got a confession, I'll be honest. It kind of makes me want to smoke cigars, James. You know? Because it's like, I don't smoke cigarettes. I quit cigarettes a long time ago. But I went to my friend's funeral, and I almost bought a cigar to smoke it. And I probably should have. But that's my confession, is that I watched James' Facebook. He looks super cool smoking those cigars, and it makes me want to smoke cigars. You know. But what's up, James? Hope you're doing well, bro. Yeah, stay safe in this time, man. Alright, first what I'm looking up is BNTX. BNTX gapping up from $40 all the way to $61, roughly. What's up, Raul? What's up, bro? Alright. MW Biotech, which is I guess MNTX, is a German life sciences company that plans to put vaccine candidate BNT162. So this is a coronavirus vaccine company. It's a vaccine company. It's a biotech company that's now getting into the coronavirus sector like everybody else. Man, in like a year and a half, we're going to have like 30 different coronavirus vaccines. But yeah, so they said Tuesday that they're going to develop and distribute Biotech SE's COVID-19 vaccine candidate through the deal though the deal excludes China. So I mean, we'll see what happens, but it's another coronavirus vaccine company. Yeah, man. Yeah, I kind of want one, man, you know. Like I said, it's because I quit cigarettes a long time ago, but if anybody's ever smoked cigarettes, you understand, like, the urge stays there. Shout out to my man RD with the subscribe. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Don't forget, guys, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But yeah, if anybody here has ever smoked cigarettes, you know that the urge to do it when you smell it specifically doesn't go away. When you smell a cigarette, even if it's been 10 years, you still kind of want to smoke one. You know, that's how, like, nasty a cigarette habit is because it doesn't matter how long it's been, you still want to smoke one every time you smell one. And so with that, I think a cigar would be a good alternative. So it's like I don't smoke a cigarette. I don't really inhale. The problem is I think I would inhale just because I'm so used to inhaling, and that's the issue. But yeah, we're going to look at CODX, which I'm pretty sure is another coronavirus stock, gapping up from 909 to 1371, a huge percentage gap up here. Gapping up roughly 50%, maybe a little bit under 50, but close. What's up, Chaz? What's up, bro? What's up, Mustafa? JB says, my girlfriend smokes cigars and drinks whiskey. Man, she likes to go to events for cigar and whiskey aficionados. Yeah. Alright, but yeah, CODX is up roughly, not completely like 50%, it looks more like 40. And CODX, let me see. This one is up after they said recent FDA policy change allows rapid domestic growth of their COVID-19 test. So they said the recent FDA policy change allowed a rapid domestic growth of their COVID-19 test. They also got approval to use the COVID-19 test in the U.S. So this is pretty good news for CODX. They did. If anybody is from the U.S. and has been kind of keeping track, we know how scarce the coronavirus tests are. You know, they have people in our state right now that have the exact symptoms of the coronavirus, and when they call, the doctor's just like, yeah, don't worry about it. Just go home and stay home. And so it's very hard to test. We don't have that many tests. We definitely don't have as many as necessary. And, you know, this is good news for CODX because we need tests over here. So that's the other thing. APRN, which is just to tell you guys why this stock is up, why Blue Apron is up. Okay, Blue Apron, I'm pretty sure, is a delivery service for meals. And so with that said, you know, I talked to my wife yesterday. I was like, look, we shouldn't go shopping at the store. We should just order our groceries here. I'll pay the fee. I'll pay the extra fee. We should just order groceries and then just sanitize them when they get here. And if we do that, we just hang out at home, you know, I'm not going to get the virus. But APRN is up. Again, this is up almost solely because people are ordering more food from home, from Blue Apron. We got Fulgent Genetics, which is FLGT. It's up some, not enough to be anything really worthwhile, I don't think. ACRX. We got NVAX, gapping up a little bit, just on coronavirus news, I'm pretty sure. Been moving a lot yesterday. The Emergent Biosolutions, which is EBS CEO Bob Kramer, said Thursday that his company's partnership with NVAX could result in the creation of a therapy that poses a, quote, fairly low risk. Fluff piece, man. That's a complete fluff piece. I mean, we'll see. It's all subjective, I guess, but we'll see. The Dow Incorporated. is up. We got mRNA here as well. Like I said, PTON, we'll watch that one. And that's about it. Let me know if you guys have anything specific you want me to look at today. Again, here's the S&P yesterday. Broke lows right before the close, and then here's the SPY today, which again, we're up a little bit from the closing price. This is where we closed yesterday at 239.85 in the SPY, and we are at 244.45, so a huge range. I smoke when I get too drunk. Doesn't everybody though? Everybody does though. That's what everybody does, man. You know, I'll even admit, if I go around a bunch of friends that are smoking cigarettes, I smoke socially with them. You know, what can I do? I mean, you know, the problem is, here's a funny story though. I went to Baton Rouge, which is where I'm from, to see one of my friends, and I hung out with one of my friends, and I went to go to one of my old friends that passed away a decade ago. It's a grave. One of my really close friends. I have a few friends that passed away a few years ago. And we went to go see their graves, and when I was there, I smoked a cigarette with my friend because I don't see her that much. She, you know, is an old friend, and I really don't see her that much, so I smoked a cigarette with her, kind of socially smoking with her, and like, dude, like 5 minutes later, I got so sick, I got so nauseous from smoking a cigarette, like, it made me so sick, that anytime I get a craving to smoke a cigarette again, I remember how sick I got the last time I smoked a cigarette, and I'm just like, nah, I ain't doing it, man, I ain't doing it, it's not worth it. Yeah, I got you, I'm gonna look at mRNA. All right, so the reason this one is up is because they had news that said that the testing is going to begin earlier than expected for the coronavirus vaccine in the U.S. I'll go ahead and quote this article here. This is an article from Dow Jones Newswires, and it says, quote, "The first human testing of Moderna Inc.'s experimental vaccine against the novel coronavirus has begun," the National Institute of Health said Monday. They also said, or the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, which is part of the NIH, said the study began at the Kaiser Permanente National Health Institute in Seattle, and that 4 people were given the vaccine on Monday. The NIAID, which is funding the research, said that as far as it knows, these are the first people to get the vaccine, and the vaccine is known as the mRNA 1273 and was developed by scientists at the NIAID and those at Moderna. Shares of them are up today and yesterday as well. And so, yeah, the vaccine is going to be begin testing a little bit earlier than expected for mRNA, and that's the good news for this one on mRNA, is that they're going to start testing the vaccine a little bit earlier. So I think we should watch mRNA, see what happens with this one. It's definitely pretty good news. Like I said, we also have like PTON here. Alright, so yeah, if you really want to think about how people trade, you have to understand like the psychology of people. You know, one thing, like the movie Limitless got a lot of things wrong about traders and day trading specifically. But one of the things that they did not get wrong was that the guy on the movie said, trading is not about how the market works, it's about how mass psychology works. And by that is absolutely true. Because if you really think about it, PTON is up because people are staying home. You know, people are staying home, they're working out on their exercise bike, and so subsequently, exercise companies like this are going to go up. Same thing with APRN, Blue Apron. You know, people are staying home, and so what happens when people stay home and don't want to go to the grocery store? They're going to order more food from food ordering companies like APRN, and again, it's how mass psychology works, and so we'll see what happens. But yeah. Alright, now let's look at the SPY here. We got a few gap downs, anything too specific, mostly a bunch of ETFs that are following the market to a certain extent. Peloton also extended a free trial to all the new users from the existing 30 to 90 days as federal and state governments in the U.S. ask citizens to avoid non-essential social gatherings. So yeah, PTO is up. We can look at the SPY here as well. And I'm gonna go ahead and go over the overall market news here. And that might be plausible, but it's still based somewhat off of what mass psychology is, because the big banks are going by that logic as well, and that's a lot of the time how big banks make their decisions. And so if that is what's affecting the market the most, it's still going to be based off of a lot of what people are doing. What's up, Brad? What's up, Adam? Mass physiology. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and look at the market news today. I'm going to go ahead and quote this. It says, quote, "Stock futures were in positive territory ahead of the opening bell as some optimism returned to market sentiment following the Dow Jones Industrial Average's drop of nearly 3,000 points yesterday. Economists are still seeing the global economy growing in the later part of 2020, but this is still subject to the containment of the virus. On Monday, central banks such as the U.S. Fed Reserve, Bank of England, European Central Bank, People's Bank of China, and Bank of Japan, among others, eased rates and injected or vowed to infuse billions of dollars into their respective economies to cushion the impact of the COVID-19 outbreak and calm investors and traders. Investors are now looking ahead to a number of economic data on tap Tuesday, starting with the U.S. Red Book at 8:55 Eastern Time, so that is in 2 minutes. This measures comparable store sales at chain stores, discounters, and department stores on a weekly basis. That's almost certainly going to be down. The prior week's year-on-year change was for an increase of 6%. The Fed Reserve's monthly index of industrial production and the related capacity indexes and capacity utilization rates for February will be out at 9:15 Eastern Time, which is in about 23 minutes. Production is expected to come in at 0.4% versus the prior decline of 0.3%, which, while manufacturing is projected to come in at 0.2% versus a drop of 1%. And so, yeah, to look a little bit deeper into the commodities today, guys, we have crude that is up roughly 1.7%. U.S. oil fund is up nearly 1.2%. Natural gas is down 1.5%. And the U.S. Natural Gas Fund is down 0.5%. Gold is down roughly 1%. The Spider Gold Trust is down 5.3%. Silver's down 5.3%. The iShares Silver Trust is down 5.3% as well. And so that's all quoting. Again, that's end quote. Quoting from MT Newswires on the overall market news, going over some commodities there as well. Alright guys, we got 123 people here. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Help support our channel. Let's bump that bad boy up to like 100 today if we can. Alright guys, but yeah, this is the SPY right here. Again, this is what the market's doing. This big blue line here is the previous closing price. It's where the market closed yesterday. So relative to that, we are up today. Again, we can look at the S&P 500 here if we really want to. And, the market dropped substantially from the close yesterday. This is the close way up here at 27.11. And this is where we opened up yesterday. And then this is where we opened up yesterday, and then yesterday we gapped down huge here, had a roughly break-even day before breaking the lows right before the close. Let me see, let me remove this. Hey, good luck, two-way. Good luck, brother. Hey, I appreciate the subs today, guys. Appreciate the sub. V, RD, Tindry, Demetrius. Shout out to them. Appreciate the subscribes. Man, guys, how about this market the last few days? I mean, I can't really complain. I've been green almost every single day. My account's pushing towards that 2K in profit level. Let's see what it's at now. And so I can't really complain at all. I didn't trade after the stream yesterday. So I can't really complain, but man, market is scary, guys. I didn't profit much yesterday, but it was still green. I am around $88 from the $2,000 profit mark. Honestly, I'm going to try to break that today. I'm going to take some swings today. I'm going to try to break the 2K profit level, and we'll see what we get. Should be fun. See what else is popping off here. Alright, guys. Like I said, do you have anything specific you want me to look at? Let me know. You're gonna long today? Finally. Airlines won 160 billion. What? Stocks are cheap, but it appears everyone is looking for the bargain basement. Yeah, for sure. I was about to yell at you about your grammar, addedly. You know. I lost 1K in options last week, but new week and in the green today. Hey, good luck, brother. I've been killing this market and just got hit with the PDT. Ooh. You're gonna long in a bear market? Brave, sir. I'm gonna try. I changed up my plans this week, yeah, for sure. Sometimes you gotta do it. I mean, I'm done like the channel. As you asked. Pep, downgrade? Alright, let me check it out. Just not that much volume. It's PepsiCo, so it's Pepsi. They just need to pick up some volume. It had a nice bounce yesterday. Nice little VWAP bounce yesterday, but for now it's just kind of dull volume. We'll see what happens. I don't know, man. Let me see. What's the airlines? They got Delta, which is DEL. They got AA. I think it's AAL, right? Yeah, and I think these are the obvious shorts of the last few days, but I don't think people are gonna want to fly, man. United Airlines. What's Delta? Is it DELT? No, it's DAL. Delta Airlines, that makes sense. Alright guys, yeah, we'll see what we get today. Should be a fun day. What's everybody else watching? Hey, does everybody remember when I told you guys that my beard grows my goatee really fast and then like my sideburns take so long to grow? This is a prime example of it. Like, look at me. You know, like this will grow out quick. This will take like 2 months to grow out. It'll grow, but it takes so long. But yeah, look at this. You know. What's up, Junior? Kind of ironic, there's a CNBC guest saying not to panic while no one is in the same studio. Yeah, for sure. Disney. Yeah, Disney's one I'm super interested in. Me and Mitch both, like, long term, I think Disney's the buy, man. I think Disney's gonna take over the world. I think Disney is doing things, man. And it's super cheap right now too. You know, even with people home, I mean, people are gonna stay home and what? They're gonna watch movies. I'm sure Disney Plus numbers are going up. And yeah, Disney's an interesting one to me. Man, I never thought I would say this, but I miss the days when a 1% move on the SPY was massive. Yeah, for sure, man. Hey, what's up, my man, Gamer? What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Hey, Gamer, you ever got that thing we talked about figured out, brother? Gamer's over there making my channel look dumb, man. He's over there balling with his 120,000 subscribers over here, man. Y'all go check out Gamer's content. It's actually pretty dope. I've seen some of his. They're pretty cool. I want that check mark, bro. When do I get a check mark, man? You know? Tom Brady's gonna be leaving the Patriots. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, bro. We've had toilet paper here, you know. All right, so the market's up a little bit. We'll see what we get, guys. It should be a fun day, but we'll see. You know, we gotta be careful today. I'm gonna try to long the market, like I said in the thumbnail. I'm gonna try to go long. I think we might get a bounce today, just because the drop yesterday was so big. Hopefully, we'll finally get a bounce. People's panics and people's worries will be eased, and that will somewhat get a little bit of a bounce. At least I'm hoping. It seems like forever since we've had like a really strong red day in the market. And if we look at the daily chart, I mean, yeah, last red day we had was the 13th, but even still it completely reversed the next day, and so I'm hoping the market goes red today. This is the weekly chart. Here's the history, the entire history of the SPY right here. We should probably go to the S&P just so you really understand this drop. This is the entire history, or no, this is the entire history of the S&P 100 all the way back, or S&P 500 all the way back to 1928. 1928. You know, it's really interesting that the day or the year after we created the S&P 500, the entire world's economy crashed, or the entire U.S. economy crashed. You guys know what this is? Look at this. This is a big moment in history, guys. Y'all know what that is? That is the 1929 Depression. That's the Depression of 1929. Interesting. Look at that thing. It's interesting. You can go actually like look at the actual chart behind it. But yeah, this is the 1929 Depression right here. Interesting. But yeah, this is where we're at now. Let me fix this. What do I do? Let me fix this. This is what our market has done in the last few weeks. If anybody's new, this is our market. This is what our market's doing, guys. Nice. Nice, bro. Yeah, it's the Great Depression. There's 1928 S&P 500 bulls are balling in their graves. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, 100%. It's interesting, though. You can go back, especially on Thinkorswim, man. You can go back to the, like I said, the Great Depression. You can go back to the 1929 Depression. There was an Indian article that said a doctor was curing patients with the COVID-19 using the swine flu drug. Yeah, and I think the swine flu epidemic is actually a really good indicator of kind of what we're getting here. At the end of the swine flu epidemic, we had about 500,000 people infected from it, I think. Let me see. It was something like that. I might be off. Alright, so we had about 12.5 thousand deaths, fatalities worldwide. In the US, actually. So we had about 12.5 thousand deaths in the US from swine flu. About 151 to roughly 500,000 deaths worldwide from it. So the H1N1, I think, is probably roughly what we're going to get with this, too. I think we're going to get roughly numbers like this. We had millions of people infected. And so I think this is going to be roughly swine flu numbers. The problem, though, and the real problem, is that the coronavirus is a much more deadly version of swine flu. You know, people have been comparing COVID-19 to the flu, and I get it, but the reality is that COVID-19 is roughly 10 times as deadly as the flu is. And so, you know, yes, the flu's scary. Don't get me wrong. I had the flu a few weeks ago. But COVID-19, in my opinion, is far scarier because, you know, it's not as deadly. Boomer Doomer 19. Yeah, that's about right, man. I'm telling my dad to be safe, man, you know. Alright guys, we got 170 people in here. Smash that like button if you haven't already. But yeah, this is the S&P 500 during, yeah, the biggest drop in a while. Let's see when the last biggest drop like this was. Let's find any comparable drops here. The last one we really get is 08. And honestly, guys, the market dropped about 50% in '08, at the end of '08 and '09. And so we're in a better place. We're not 50%ing it here, but we are down. What is this? We are down roughly a little bit less than a third. We're probably down like 25-30%. You know, from our highs up here. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Dave & Buster's? Yeah, I think Dave & Buster's is going to get hammered. What's up, Justin? Look at the Spanish flu numbers. The Spanish flu infected 500 million people around the world, or about 27% of the world's population, between 1.8 and 1.9 billion. Yeah, for sure. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think the coronavirus is going to get that bad. And the reason I don't think it's going to get that bad is because we have measures we can take to make sure it doesn't get that bad. We have quarantining that's been going on for a while now. And I think I don't think we're going to let it get that bad. I think a more accurate depiction of what we're going to get is probably if you look at H1N1, which is millions infected, about 250,000 die from it. That's what I'm really thinking it is. And so at least I hope it's not going to get to the Spanish flu levels, because I know that infected a huge percentage of the world. And that's not what I really want to see. But yeah, also another stock, just to follow it up with, I know like Blue Apron and other food delivery services are going to be up. I know airlines are one to watch to see what they do. Peloton is up because people are staying home riding their TV treadmill exercise bike thingy. And so Peloton is up. And with that said, Play, Dave & Buster's main event is another one around here. I don't know if it's public, but Dave & Buster's is down big in the last few days because nobody wants to go play video games and touch anything. And so Dave & Buster's is going to get hit through all of this. If some of the franchise owners can't pay to keep their businesses alive during this pandemic, their businesses might fail, specifically with Dave & Buster's. And so I think that's one that somebody's asking whether it can survive. And I think that's a really interesting topic because yesterday Trump spoke. And let me get mentioned here real quick and I'll talk about it. And then I'll let him go over what he's going over. Alright, there we go. Music's a little bit lower. Yo, what's up, Mitch? You there, bro?
What's up, bro?
What's up, dude? And so yeah, what I was going to say, guys, is yesterday Trump spoke and somebody asked Trump the question, how long do you think this can last? How long is this going to last, basically? And Trump's response, and I don't think it's Trump's response, I think he's pretty sure he just was advised on this issue, but his response is that it could last all the way through July to August, or potentially longer. And so that's roughly 6 months of this, and if we are trying to stay away from each other for 6 months, I think a lot of businesses are going to struggle, specifically businesses like Dave & Buster's. I think whether they're going to survive is a huge topic that we can kind of look at because, again, I'm sure Dave & Buster's is a franchise store, I think. And so with that, some franchise owners are going to have a tough time keeping that business alive, especially if everything closes for 6 months. I think the government should probably do some type of easing with this, with some type of financial easing to kind of help these businesses out, because especially small businesses, because again, it's going to be very tough for them to survive through this. And I think it's something that we should really watch and kind of keep track of. But again, I think the government should do some type of easing on this. But again, we'll see what happens. What's up, bro?
Chilling, man. Just looking up a little Planet Fitness short. See if that chart likes to play out. It doesn't trade good pattern-wise. It's a good short, but it doesn't trade good planet-wise.
Honestly, I haven't been to the gym in like 2 weeks. It's the longest stretch I haven't been to the gym in like a year or two. But man.
Yeah, I just know how up and up this company was, and definitely has been a great short the last couple of weeks. Since the 24th of February, this has come from $80 all the way down to 40 or under 40. So It's a big move. I don't really see a pattern there to trade, but it is definitely a trade to look at.
Hey, it was
And
offline.
yeah, man.
Bailey said.
Did you see Trump say it? Trump said it.
Yeah.
Is the system broken? What happened?
He said it,
Oh.
man. Somebody asked
Oh.
him, and he said, "This
Hold on.
is." I'll give you a really good. I'll give you a replay of it real quick. Okay. He said, "If we do a fantastic job, and we do everything right, we're probably looking at July, early August. If we do everything right, we've done a fantastic job so far." All right, that's my Trump impression. It's terrible, I know, but like that's what he said. Somebody said, "Hey, how long is this gonna last?" He said, "July, August, if we do a good job," which is just him protecting himself in case, it's not done by then. He can say, "Well, we didn't say what it is."
Yep.
Yeah.
So he said it clearly like this. He said, "We have broken down a system that was broken, very badly broken, and he vowed to create one. I think this is going to be the talk of the world."
Well, duh.
Really, I mean, you guys heard me talk about this yesterday. Some people were hinting to it, some people weren't. I think I just got my kind of validation right there, because I got Crazy Man Kramer saying it. I got a blacksmith CEO, hedge fund pretty much stating it, and now I got the president supporting it. I think the idea is backed there, and the idea is we didn't go down because Corona, guys. Corona is a factor in why we're going down. It's not the main factor. If you really look at it, it's going to be corporate debt. That's where we're running into an issue now. And that's why the market keeps holding itself down here. Because at the end of the day, corporate debt is at an all-time high. This is putting the pressure on the financial system when the market tanks like this.
Yeah.
When the market tanks like this, what they worry about is no longer the stock itself, but the debt that the company has. Because if the debt becomes too big and the value of the company is going to the trash, guess what happens? The debtors call. The debtors start calling. They start being like, "Yo, you're not valued like it was, and we gave you money at that valuation. So now you need to figure out how you're going to pay for this.
Where's my money?
Where is my money?" And that's really where the stress begins, guys. And that's where, I'm sorry, guys, but you guys got to really be careful out there right now, because that's where you're going to start seeing people stress the most
100%.
is money issues.
Right.
It's not the virus issues. It's the money issues that come from the virus issues.
100%.
So that's why everyone needs to be careful. Everyone needs to be careful who they're around now. At the end of the day, you guys need to be in a saving mentality right now. If anything, in the mentality that all the businesses are right now. What are they doing? They're cutting costs. Any way possible, they're going to cut costs. So really what this is the bailout of everyone. They're bailing out everyone. Why? Because they don't want everyone to be in debt worries, especially the smaller businesses like John talked about. So the feds are creating a new bottom. How do they create a new bottom? They can only create a new bottom by creating liquidity. They have to create liquidity in the what? In the risk-free section of our assets. How we invest is always purely based on how our feds and treasury bills work, because that's how we loan money. If we don't have that correct, then we can't have the equity market correct. So that's really what happened here, guys. It's a story of the bond market and the treasuries getting destroyed. And before, we used to have a bottom. So what did they need to do? They needed to buy up 700 billion more to create a new bottom.
Hey, shout out to Santosh for the sub. I appreciate it, bro. Remember, guys, to hit that subscribe button. We day trade live on stream every day. Yeah, man, and it's touching on those levels where it's like, should the government? Somebody said here, the LA mayor says you no longer have to pay your rent, and it's touching on the topics that should the government intervene like that and say, hey, look, debt collectors, renters, mortgage companies, like, you need to give some more leeway. We're going to make you have to give leeway to, everybody out there, because people can't go to work. People can't. And if mortgage companies just start kind of pouncing on everybody, people are going to have a hard time paying. I'm very blessed that I can work from home and that I make money from home. I'm very blessed in that regard. But most people, it isn't like that. And they're going to struggle, like Mitch and I are talking about. People are going to struggle to pay their bills. They're going to struggle to buy groceries. They're going to struggle to pay their mortgage. And that could cause serious negative impact in the market, and it already has to a certain extent. But I think that's what we're going to watch on, is how the government handles this, and how that affects the market in that regard. And I think that's what Mitch is really talking about, because people aren't going to be able to go to work, people aren't going to be able to run their businesses, people aren't going to be able to pay their employees, and a lot of businesses are just going to stop running. And so businesses like Dave & Buster's, man, what do you think they're going to do?
Yeah, I mean, they run into problems here of paying employees. They have to do the only thing they can do, which is, like I told you guys, cut cost at any cost. Really, right. It's cut any cost at whatever it takes right now. And the first thing to go is always employees.
Right, 100%. People are going to get fired. It's going to be hard for people to do it. And like I said, people are going to have a tough time paying their bills here, especially like if Trump's prediction is July to August, that's 6 months, man. 6 months. Like, what are people gonna do? People aren't gonna want to go to work. People are gonna stay home, man. People are really gonna, how are they gonna pay their bills up to that point? A lot of people are working from home. We actually had Bailey in here earlier that said, let me see what she said. She said,
my girlfriend's working from home also.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's the right way to do it. I mean, technology has improved so much that we can work from home for most jobs that aren't manual labor jobs. You can work from home. And so even Bailey said, hey, was offline yesterday picking up my girlfriend's office setup to bring it home. What I miss? Well, you missed a huge red day in the market. Not a huge red day, but you missed a pretty big red day, especially right before the close. And you missed a few
overall
halts.
For the day. It was really massive.
Yeah.
It wasn't massive intraday, but it was massive pre-market beforehand.
If people were more disciplined and lived below their means and had emergency funds set up, this wouldn't affect them that bad. Yeah, for sure. But this is a big reality check for a lot of people. A lot of people don't have the means to do that. You know what I mean? To be fairness, a lot of people don't have the means to do that, and I think it's going to be a big reality check, even for the people that could, but didn't. It's a scary thing.
What really creeps me out is this whole effort to stabilize home loans. We're just fixing the bubble that we fixed in 2008. We're going to fix it again. I think it's the wrong way to go about it,
Yeah, for sure.
These Band-Aids are only going to last for so long.
Yep.
That's what they are. They're Band-Aids, guys. It's like seeing a hole in your boat and then being like, all right, well, I got some putty that I can put it over with. Eventually, there's going to be enough holes in the boat. The putties aren't going to work no more. You're going to need some heavy welding.
Yeah, for sure. Eventually, it's like that Vegas vacation scene where he plugs up the hole in the dam, Eventually, it's just going to pop out.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's how it is. I mean, and my thing is, I just don't agree all the time with bailing out the banks, because this is exactly what we're doing here again. We're only bailing out right now the banks. What are we doing? We're taking away capital reserves. We're lowering interest rates to nearly zero. And then we're creating a bottom for them by buying up the treasury bonds and creating a bottom by buying up their garbage mortgage-backed securities.
Yeah.
The same thing that happened.
2008.
We're doing it again.
Yeah.
And the worst part is we're choosing to put ourselves in it.
Right.
This is why I don't agree with it. Yeah, which is it's creating a what I call a false bottom. Yeah, it's creating a bottom, but it's a false one.
Right. Eventually, it's going to crash back down. It's just it's pseudo. It's
to push the market another 5-10 years and see if it can drop again, see if it creates a bottom. But my main concern is really on those home loans and loans in general because those are the ones that get you into trouble, because those are the ones we always come back to. We need to figure out some way to stabilize, I think, home values, because that's really what happens, I think, is in this capitalistic environment and economy, we get home values to go way too high, which thus puts consumers in home loans they cannot afford, which thus puts the pressure on the banks, because when the market tanks like this, then those people are stuck with negative equity, which is the worst thing you can be in.
And nobody likes paying down negative equity, you know?
Yeah, I mean, who wants to pay down some? Who wants their house to be worth really $200,000, right, but when you paid it $400,000?
Right. Yeah, and
that's a real concern.
As a real estate agent, it was super difficult for me because as a real estate agent, it's like, dude, you gotta say the market. People will say, "How's the market?" You always got to be like, the market's great, you know. Sometimes it's not, you know. Sometimes it's not. Technically, as an agent, you have a fiduciary duty to tell the client what the best thing is, and maybe that's why I wasn't a good agent, is because sometimes the client would be like, "Yo, what's the market like?" And I'd be like, "The market kind of sucks," you know. But you know, it is what it is, you know. We'll see what happens, but man, scary times, bro. Scary times. Ray said,
well, I'm gonna be going with kind of the same pattern look that I've been trying to do, but today is one of those days, John. I think we might get a middle day. You know how each morning we've been kind of leaning towards one side?
Yeah.
Today, look at the SPY. What would you think?
It's sideways, man. It's sideways. Bro.
Sideways, straight sideways in my eyes.
Yeah. And I think we got to look at the S&P and think about how it's going to react to the SPY, because the S&P doesn't have pre-market, right? So we're gonna get a compensating move for the S&P when the market opens. SPY, let's see, from the close yesterday is really what we should look at. And from the close yesterday, we closed at 239.85, and so we are actually up from that previous closing price. And so I think. Let me see where. So I think we're going to get a bounce at the open, at least initially at the open. I might be wrong though. This thing might just completely take, but we'll see. It should be interesting. Ray said, "Good morning, all. Ray has been working from home since last June. I love the third person, and I've been hoarding toilet paper for years now and have a bidet. That's really the buy of the century. I'm gonna buy myself a bidet. You know, save money on toilet paper. Market is awesome. Watch the banks. Yeah." I'll probably will, Junior. I probably will. I can. The problem with me adding a voice channel to Discord is I feel like I'm scared sometimes I'm going to forget to mute it. And I'm just going to leave it going all day and people are going to hear my daily life, you know? We don't have basements here. Yeah, we don't either. We have attics because I'm in the south. You know, it floods too much around here for basements. Alright guys, here's the bell. We got less than a minute. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Been nailing another day, man. Yesterday, almost $4. I got almost $4 on APT yesterday, guys. I sold it up at the top at 15.
What's your P&L at?
Now I'm up to 232 in net profits.
Mitch has grown this thing live, guys. That's cool, man. He's growing the small account. He's showing you that you can do it with an intro. He's grown it live. And so
yeah, man. And
really dope.
That's the hardest part of any trader, is to get through the first down wave. In any small account, I recommend and suggest that majority of traders are going to go through a downturn. So you have to limit your risk when you start.
Here's the bell.
And then when you see your strategies match, then you can go ahead and start nailing on to your strategy. It's always recommended to just kind of take it easy at first, then start taking swings.
Yeah, it's epidemic sound, Patrick. What's up, Douglas? You like my Trump's impression, Patrick? My Trump impression?
Oh, they loved it.
Hey,
I even loved it.
It was brilliant, man. I'm gonna go apply to be, you know, an actor now. You know, y'all are giving me false confidence.
Me and John are gonna start our own comedy channel now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Game of Thrones too.
We got too much time on our hand.
Yeah. All right. So bell opened. Let's see. The SPY itself is up a little bit, slightly.
All right, let's see from the leaders. I'm gonna check the sectors. Okay, guys, let me do the drill down. I'll tell you guys what's moving in the sectors today. So I see right now, consumer defensive leading and utilities leading. After that, technology is the biggest sector.
Yep. So we got the S&P 500 bouncing back too. Like I said, we do have a compensating bounce. Just because of the SPY.
Space is one I like because defensive. Or space. There you go. Good little push there for space. I'm gonna look for a VWAP bounce play in this one.
All right, AMD pulling back, trying to test these lows. Just broke the lows for AMD.
144 on the bid there at 45s.
CGC pulling back to the previous closing price at 1028 is that previous close. We'll see if it bounces there. SPY just turned the other way, broke lows down to 244s. Bouncing back up. AMD back up, just broke highs. So AMD's running.
Looking for a dip to 40s here.
All right,
so I can get in here.
So S&P 500 just broke the highs. It's at 2450. So we did break the highs. SPY just broke the highs with it. We'll look for some pullbacks.
EMPH looks good. AMD VWAP bounce. Looking for space to come back, but no pullback yet.
CGC might pull back there.
Yeah, it's looking at it right now.
ENPH is up there too. AMD, ENPH, they're all up. They might look good for some kind of dip buys. Yo, they shut down
5,300 shares.
You said you're in?
Going through there on CGC. No, 50. I might get in because of that buyer right there. Someone stepped up there at 39s.
Yeah, I might throw you up since just so we don't miss it if you do get in. Because I'm not going to trade right now. I'm going to wait a little bit.
Looking for this pullback here first to create a bottom here. Let's let this pullback create a bottom here at 28. And when it comes swinging back around, we'll try to catch that trader that got trapped there at 39s and 43s.
Market just turned.
Space, I'm looking for a pullback.
S&P 500 big pullback. It just dropped literally from 2460 to 2440 in 1 minute.
LK is interesting.
So
Definitely okay.
We'll probably get some dips here. It just depends on what the S&P 500 does. It just dropped big, very big in one candle.
Right. Might take a fade here attempt. It would be off of LK. Risk would be really tight.
Yo, they shut down all dine-in restaurants in Denver. Yeah, here too.
Yeah, that's been done. I'm not stressing that.
Yeah, here too. Yeah, they have dine-in restaurants, or they have CGC.
Kron is moving actually better than CGC.
Yeah.
Just to let you guys know today.
Yeah, they shut down all dine-in restaurants here too. It's all takeout. You can take out and you can go to the grocery store and stuff, but
APT looks interesting, but I'm gonna wait for that one later on in the afternoon. I don't want to try to get too extended early in that one. Let patterns build in that one.
All right, so on the SPY itself, there's a big support level right there at 2436 that we actually just broke, and so we're getting some downward moves. So the S&P 500 just broke a previous low. The low of the day for the S&P 500 is going to be 2425, and we are at 2434, so we're roughly $9 away from that right now on the S&P 500.
Hey, I'm trying to get short LK here at 3105s.
SPY is testing lows.
Let's see if I can get filled at an LK. I didn't want 31s because the risk was 20 cents. I wanted to risk up about 15 cents on this trade. Let's see if I can get filled on a pop up right here, and then I'll try to do a VWAP fade here.
Roku, Bailey said Roku's ripping, and it absolutely is. And I think Roku, Disney, Netflix are going to be interesting because I think people are going to stay home and watch movies.
Yeah, Disney's still down, and that's what I like. I've been waiting for Disney to crack into the 80s.
Yeah, it's just so heavily influenced by the market, I think. But I was talking about it earlier. I think you're right. I think long-term Disney's a good buy. You just got to get it for cheap. But I think
Yeah, you just got to get it for cheap.
I think
That's
it's
it.
certainly going to rebound, though. I think it's certainly going to rebound.
You know why it's holding down, though?
Why?
Heavy debt.
Yeah.
Debt. It's a company that invested a big amount in their content.
Yeah.
So where their that's where their debt is.
Yeah, for sure.
There's APT with a pop up there to 1389s. Was looking for this fade in LK, and it looks like it already did, and I missed my entry. But it popped up a little strong here when it went above to 3120s, and wasn't able to get an entry there. Still have the order out there for 3105s, but
There's the low of the day break in the S&P 500, so it just broke lows of the day. So we're at the low of the intraday right now and just broke it in the S&P 500. And so we are breaking lows in this market. We just broke lows. And I was planning on going long today if we got a bounce, but we'll see. The closing price.
237s 37 is what I'd pay attention for.
Yeah.
Let me see the exact. 36.
So
237 36.
the previous closing price is 2380. 2380 right there. So, or that's the low. So 2385 or so, 2386, 2385 on the S&P is where we closed yesterday, and so I think that'll be a huge level too. On the SPY, let's see where we closed. SPY we closed at on the SPY we closed at 240 roughly 240. 239.85 to be exact.
All right, gonna see if MU is gonna lead the way here and break out here, or is it gonna crack down?
All right, we got 260 people in here. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, team. Hit that like button if you haven't already. We got 57 likes, 260 people in here. So smash that like button if you haven't already.
All right, starting to like this MU here.
Tesla dropping big, market dropping still. We might get a bounce in AMD. I might take that if we do get a bounce. That or ENPH.
All right, order out for MU. I'm looking for a pullback to get long in here. Just trying to trap some traders here at the top. See this pullback here. APT down there to VWAP if you wanted to try to take an attempt on that VWAP bounce, but it's a hard one to trade. I have to give you guys that.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Make sure you understand it.
I'm kind of waiting for AMD to pull back to that 40-14 level for the VWAP for a fade more than anything. I was planning on going long today, but I don't see anything. Maybe ENPH too. I'll probably go long at least once. But
All right, getting close to where I want to take MU attempt here.
what's up, Chase? Macy's getting hit hard. Yeah, I mean, I think Macy was gonna fail anyway. What's Macy's M, right?
Ooh, MU just got smacked. This is why I keep my hand on the buy and don't just click it.
I might jump in with a few in ENPH here. Like 20 shares of ENPH. There we go.
You got smacked there a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw myself up just because I'm in a little trade. If you get
Go for
anything, let me know.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just in a little bitty trade here, guys, on ENPH. Just a small trade. Just a quick little fade here with 20 shares.
Okay, definitely the best fade of the day. We called it out. Wasn't able to capitalize on it, but best fade of the day.
Just a little baby
Clean.
trade until we calm down with some.
I haven't seen many clean fades. That was a clean fade on LK. No pop-up at the beginning. You guys see anything moving big? Let us know. Yeah, the Tesla's come into that 400 price. That's why I want to buy it. No one believed me probably when it was near 1,000 that it would come back to 400, but I said, hey, that's where I would buy it. Not 300 anymore, because that used to be the price for the bottom, but I think 400 will be the bottom now for Tesla. Just because the amount of money they got in it at the top. Trying to see if there's anything else moving. Not seeing much right now. A2P flip there.
Yeah, I'm in ENPH. It's just such a small position size. I'm going to add another 20 shares here just to try to make it a little bit more reasonable. The reason being is because 20 shares wouldn't get me too much at all. And so I think it's going to drop. And if it doesn't, I can get out for still a pretty small loss. But I'm going to get in with 40 shares now on ENPH. Small position. A little bit earlier than I usually trade. But we're going to see if we get a drop down with it.
All right, I want to see if this 1269 holds for APT. If not, then you can see this start really dropping here. There's the 1269s. It's trying to hold that bottom right there.
And there's the drop. We'll see if we get it to any type of profit level where I can take profits here. S&P 500 dropping. Broke lows again, down to 2,400. The lows of the last few days have been what, 2380s? Yeah, 2380.
Yeah, VIX moving up, so that shows a significant. We could crack the 236.48s today.
I'm trying to let this bid price come down for the NPH, or the ask price, I mean. The bid's down in the 60s, the ask is up there in the 70s. I still got so much room here, but we're gonna let ENPH drop a little bit more. Gotta be careful if the market drops though, or if the market runs. Yeah, Macy's is getting absolutely nailed here.
Looking for a triple bottom on APT. That was a good bottom there at 1269s right there, guys. It held the 5-minute low there significantly.
Breaking lows in the market again. Market's down to 2040s, 2040 whole dollar level. Are you trading small and large accounts simultaneously? Mitch is trading a small account. I'm trading a bigger account. So yeah, I mean, we trade a little bit different each time. I mean, you know, we're all trading different account sizes and stuff.
Ooh, I missed this one. Maxar. Bounced to be wet there.
Market under 24 or 2040 for the SPY. Down to 2390s for the S&P. I'm gonna go ahead and buy a little bit here. Just take some little bitty profit here, and then just let the rest just kind of work down. I can just hold the rest comfortably in case the market absolutely crashes today. But yeah, just kind of hanging out. A little bitty $12 win with tiny sizing. You know, I'll still profit most of that with the commission. So if I can get a little $15-20 gain, I'll be really happy with it. We're gonna test that previous close at 2740s here for ENPH too. Trying to take a little stab, get my feet wet this morning. Here's that previous closing price. We'll see if it holds or breaks. I'll hold it, let it work. See if we can crack that. We're battling it. I'm gonna have my hand over the cover button too. If we get any big bounce, I'll probably just jump out. But I'll give it some time to break that previous close. on ENPH. Ah. Oh my gosh, man. Super frustrating. Just a huge rip. And ENPH just canceled away any profit I made from it. Aggravating. Just a huge bounce there. Bounced right at that previous closing price. I probably should have exited all the way. But, I mean, I'll let it go break even now.
I was looking at APT to hold 1267s on the downside, and I just took a trade in CGC.
Okay, I'll throw you up. Yeah, I'll probably get out of this break even now. Market bounce big.
Need to change my charts here, so
I'm gonna just get out here and just take my little $7. Keep it break even. I'm gonna put Mitch up. Yeah, there's a huge.
I want to see APT hold that 1267. I just got in a little bit of CGC here, 200 shares there at 90. Right now, I want to hold towards this 75. So 15 cents right now. I'm looking for this to just start shooting on up there to 10 and then get up there back to the VWAP here. Kind of a reversal play here. Let's see if it starts getting some momentum here.
Yeah, a lot of moves back to the VWAP with the SPY bounce and the S&P bounce. Yeah, I think I got a little bit too greedy with ENPH with small share size, and so it ended up being break even. But what's up,
Looking for a little pop here to sell at least some of it because I feel like I'm extended here. Yeah, in a little bit too much, too big, too quickly here. Should have got the 100 share and been adding here, but I'm gonna look to manage it here.
If AMD bounces up to 29.50, I might take a little bit risk off of 39.80s.
APT holding those 1269s again. One more dip in that one, and I'd definitely try to take a shot in that one.
I'm gonna jump in 100 shares short on AMD right now. I'm gonna throw myself up real quick. Oh wait, Mitch is in something.
You're good.
Okay.
It's not a big deal, bro.
I think mine's a little bit bigger range, and so I'll just throw mine up real quick, and then move over to you. I'm gonna take a half off there. I'm just quick trading this one. Just take some small wins really quick. Try to slowly build up some profit.
All right, if this one holds 1267 on the downturn APT, I'll take 100 shares for sure.
All right, so we're getting a rip up there on AMD. I could probably risk off of this 86 level here. We are getting a move back up. I think it's going to depend on what our market does here, though. If our market just pulls back and then runs, it might be good, but... There we go. 50s, 40s. Very volatile move here for AMD. Nice. 30s. I'm going to take another half off there. Just try to quickly build up a little bit of profit and then hold the rest in case AMD absolutely crashes back down here with the market. So I'm holding 25 shares. I'll move back over to Mitch. It looks like I'm up about 30 bucks in this trade or so. Just little stabs at the market right now since it's not really my ideal time.
Yeah, might need to get out right here. It's holding, but it's not the reaction that I want to see. All right, there you go, guys. That shows me that 80 is my significant point right now. If 80s don't hold, I'm just going to sell out. I'll take a small loss and try to set myself up. If not, this should break up right here and get back up to 10.
All right, so I got
There's
out of AMD.
APT not holding. APT didn't hold.
I got out of AMD, $25 win. I'll take it. Small win. But just building up some cushion so I can take some bigger swings. Trying to get closer. My account is roughly at $1,940 in the profit, and so I've got like 60 bucks to go, and I'm going to try to break $2,000 in profit today if we can. With that said, though, the S&P 500 and the SPY itself are pulling back, about to test the lows. The lows of the SPY are at 239.40, and the low of the S&P 500 is at 2,389.18 or so. What, Ray? What'd you find, Mo? What'd you find, brother? Yeah, small profits are good, especially if I'm just kind of building up a little bit of cushion right now. That's all I'm really doing. It looks like I missed out on some with AMD, unfortunately, but I'll take my little win. It was just a scalp, so.
Kron faded well.
Yeah, the market faded, I think, and so we're getting a lot like CGC, Disney, AMD, ENPH.
Have to get out here. About to get out here, CGC. This is my limit.
We got 280 people here. Smash that like button, guys. Let's bring that number up to over 100 likes. Oh, dude, I went to the store the other day in Louisiana, and I got a bunch of Cajun boiled peanuts, canned Cajun boiled peanuts, and they're so good, man. They're so good. But yeah, I love those. We serve them at the gas stations down here. Boiled peanuts.
All
right. SPY breaking lows here.
Yep. It's cracking.
Yeah,
I had to get out.
Testing it too. Roku, on the other hand, is just saying, F you guys, I'm up, man. You know, look at Roku. Alright, so S&P 500 is, just to show you guys, this is the S&P 500 right now. It's testing lows. The low of the last few weeks, and really the low of the last good bit, is right down there at 2380.94. We're at 2387 right now, and so if we break that, we could see a big drop in the market. Let me see what the low of the last few days is. Yeah, it's at 2380.90. That's the low of the last. That's the low of the last year and a half. It's 2380s. 2380. Yeah, that's the low of the last year. So that is at 2380.94 down here. Right here, this blue line right here is the low of the last year in the S&P 500. So we'll watch that. We'll see what happens. But we break that, we're gonna get some big follow-through drops in a lot of these. And so I'm watching that closely. I might actually take a few scalps at the low of the day if we get some. With the SPY breaking low of the day, I might jump in a few scalps just to try to ride that momentum break for a very quick trade.
Might have gotten just stopped out of CGC, so I might take another attempt on it. But I'm waiting to see the momentum now versus trying to jump or read the edge.
Boiled peanuts are everywhere here in the South, 100%. They're everywhere. Alright, we broke the lows, guys. We broke the lows. Or no, we didn't yet. Okay, yeah, we just broke the lows.
There she goes.
Yeah, there it is. So, like I said, there's the low of the day break. SPY breaking lows. It's down to 2377s.
Alright, guys, watch for this low wick of 237.36. That's where I think it'll try to hold.
Dragging everything else down. I really thought about just taking a quick short in AMD, and I still could maybe. We did get a quick bounce right here. I think people are buying that low break up.
Yep.
Maybe I should have.
All right. Just bought a little bit. Gonna risk 6 cents here. Anything below 75s would just get me out.
There's a quick little bounce. I might short into AMD, anticipating the market gets rejected at that 239.60 level, and gives me a little bit of an opportunity here. I'm just going to look for that previous close to hold, and then short into it with small size, if that makes sense, with like 20 shares. Alright, so I'm in with 20 shares, just tiny size. Just going to look to scalp it really quick if we get a low of the day break, you know, make a few bucks. It looks like we actually immediately broke above that, which is good, even though this trade's not working out. Alright, there's the low. Maybe I should have taken a little bit bigger sizing here. Maybe I could add like 40 shares to it. Ooh, called it. In with 60 shares now, just small. Just looking to develop a position here and write it down really quick.
Looking to see a big add here. There's a huge order at 988s right now. I want to see that 988 order fill. If that fills, we should get a push up there to 10, and then I can add some shares and look for a nice little push up to 1025. Don't want to get extended now. Just want to hold my original shares right now. Because the down push here could be big. There's that down push.
Almost took some off there. I'm waiting to take a quick half.
Be careful here, guys.
Alright, I just took half of my little trade off there. Like I said, I'm just trying to quickly scalp this, write it down some. But that's going to protect me in the trade to where it's not going to be losing. So I'm holding 30 more shares at AMD. I'm just going to let this last little bit work.
Little drop there. Can't let it go through this 72 here. Finger on the trigger to close it.
Let's see. Yeah, the SPY held that resistance at that previous closing price like I thought it might. I'm going to hold AMD though and see if we can continue to fall down here. But I'm protected so far in this one. Oh my gosh, dude. I just drank yesterday's coffee. Ugh. Gross, man.
I hate when I do that.
Ugh.
Nothing worse, I think.
Gross, man. It's probably fine. Like, I don't think I'm gonna get sick from it, but man. It is possible, I guess, that I do.
Alright, gotta be careful here, guys. This doesn't pick up immediately. You need to step out. There's 70s. I'm about to step out.
Yeah, I'm letting AMD battle these lows, but...
Oh. No bueno.
Right, let me throw myself up real quick if you're out.
Yeah, I'm out. No bueno for me today.
So yeah, guys, just to explain, like I scalped into this bounce here. I saw the S&P bouncing up to that previous closing price, and usually that previous closing price is a huge level that stocks find a lot of sway in. And so, like I said, I just took 60 shares or so and just quickly scalped into it. Took profits very quickly, and I'm still holding the rest to see if we're going to get a bigger drop here, which we are, which is great. You know, just scalping AMD today. Alright, I got out of that one. And so, like I said, quick scalp right down to the lows. Made another, you know, nice little win from it. Up 40 bucks on the day. We'll see what else we can find today. But mostly scalps today for me. Maybe I should have held a little bit because AMD just broke lows. Maybe I should have held a little bit there for it, but it's alright. Still watching the S&P 500, kind of trading off of that momentum here. thumb finger. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm having a few delays in Thinkorswim's level 2 and stuff. My foot's asleep. I'm one of those people that sit on their foot when they do anything. Alright, so we'll see what the S&P 500 gets us. Like I said, guys, mostly I'm trading off of the S&P 500. I'm just anticipating a bounce, or anticipating resistance in the S&P 500, and then I'm shorting a cheaper stock like AMD for me to take advantage of that. Remember I said I'm looking for that previous closing price to hold as resistance, and like that's what we got here on the S&P right here. So you can see I actually shorted AMD after this bounce right here because I anticipated it would hold its resistance, and so you can actually see this blue line right here is the previous closing price. That's the level that I thought would hold its resistance on the overall S&P 500, and then and so I shorted on that little bounce into AMD, anticipating this to hold its resistance and AMD to in turn drop because of it, if that kind of strategy makes sense. And it worked out really well. Again, it's just one of the ways you can trade off of the overall market's volatility.
Right, starting to see that bounce back here.
What's up, Hero? Market bouncing a little bit. Again, I think the interesting level now for the overall market is that previous closing price. That's what I used in the last trade. Held really well, and we're moving up to that level now. On the S&P 500, the previous close is 2386.35. 2386.35. On the SPY itself, it is right at 239.85. So we'll see if those levels hold. If they break above it, we might get a surge up. If we hold as resistance, most stocks I think are going to come back down too. Yeah, Ebro, I think most companies have just gotten hit the last 3 weeks. And I think, especially big companies, they're going to follow the market. If you look at when they had green days and red days in the last, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, almost all of them are showing the same patterns. You know, and it's just part of it. That's why a lot of stocks are cheap right now, and a lot of long-term investors are buying up stuff. But, you know, every stock, mostly every stock is dropped, unless it's a coronavirus or like a related sector like, you know, TV streaming, Peloton, because exercise bikes are going to become more popular, stuff like that. But stuff that aren't related to that and that are just influenced by the market, you know, they're almost all dropping. Alright, so the S&P is up to that previous closing price. Remember, guys, exactly at the same level I talked about, that 2386. We're testing it now. We pushed up to it, and it looks like that 2386 level is still holding as resistance as well.
Alright, guys, this took a little bit here. Gonna risk off of 65s here. Another little attempt here. Be my last attempt of the day. Either I'll get green or I'd push myself into close to 80s or 90s and losses. So I don't want to push further than that. So gonna give myself a shot here. If not, end the day.
Yeah, no stress, brother.
Yeah, definitely not on point today. So gotta know when to hold them. Gotta know when to fold them, guys.
Right. Bailey says out for $91 profit. Nice. Good job. Your arch nemesis Ray, he's here. Hero, you know. Alright, so the S&P 500 is breaking above that previous closing price. That should be a nice bullish sign for a lot of these stocks. The SPY's moving back up too. And so we're getting some more pullbacks, or some more bounces. But yeah, the S&P is above that previous close. Same for the SPY is above that previous close as well here.
Oof. CGC just tanked on me. I was expecting a bounce there. Didn't get anything.
Yeah, honestly, I thought it would bounce there too with the market. CGC follows the market a lot, but that's weird.
Get destroyed today, guys. Max loss day. Pushing it a little bit hard. It is what it is. I've been up a significant amount the last couple of days. Pushed it a little bit today. 3 losses on CGC. And that's how it goes sometimes. That's going to be it for me, though, for sure.
Yeah, hang in there, brother. It's just, like I said, you've been killing it lately, so don't let it bother
Yeah,
you.
no, I'm just
You
going
got
to end
this.
the day and get on out of here. I don't want to ruin this account, so I'm done for the day.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move, brother. Good work, man. Good work. Good job with that mentality is what I mean. Nice job.
Yeah. No, definitely held losses a little bit too much today, but you got to hold. You got to set that plan and stay to the plan.
Right. All right, so we are getting a bounce in the S&P 500. Honestly, like I said, usually we would see CGC follow the market there, and so I'm actually surprised it didn't too. I thought this last one would have worked for you, but it's kind of how it goes. Like you always say, one trader can change it, I guess.
Yep. Just getting destroyed today. And that's how it is sometimes.
And so here's the S&P 500. Look, here's the previous closing price at 2380s. We are getting a bounce above that, and so it's not looking that bad. Looking pretty good here, actually. So we'll see what we get, but that's what we're watching now. Let me try to fix this a little bit so you can see me. There we go. Alright, there we go. That's a little bit better. Alright, guys. So yeah, we're getting a bounce here. A lot of stuff pulling back to the VWAP. I just don't know if I trust it enough to actually take it. SPY is pulling back to the VWAP here. AMD is back there too. I might take a little baby trade here on AMD again, like a 20 share trade, just in case the market drops. We'll scalp again if we can. '27s, just a little bitty trade. I'd kind of like to add to this when I realized relative to the range, 20 shares is actually very small here. So I'm going to add a little bit here. I'm going to get in with 80 shares. I'm going to use that roughly 40, let me see, 45 level is my risk. Maybe I'll use the $half actually. It's going to depend on what the SPY and the S&P 500 do. Here's 22s. There we go. I'm going to take half off here, just protect myself. Holding the last little 40 shares. See if we get a test back down here. Rejection at that previous resistance at 20. There's 11s. There we go. Oh wait, let's see if we test that whole dollar again. Getting a quick bounce. I'm gonna take that off here, just keep that profit. So up a little bit over 50 bucks. Just taking some scalps today, guys, with really small sizing, just protecting myself. The reason I got out there is because I see the S&P 500 and the SPY itself pulling up to test that previous high, and so I think this is going to end up moving back up, at least up to this 35 level, and I'm not comfortable enough to actually hold it through that right now. Again, I'm mostly just scalping here, and so yeah, the S&P 500 broke that high. Again, I think it's going to move back up here, which is exactly what we're getting. Look at that, exactly what I just said. And so yeah, that's why I exited there. Again, I'm watching the S&P 500 and I'm analyzing momentum on it, and then I'm scalping moves on other mid and high caps, if that makes sense. And so yeah, look, there's the move exactly up like I thought it would. I was not comfortable enough to hold it there, and yeah, exactly what I thought would happen happened. So I'm glad I exited there, regardless of what happens now. We'll see what happens with the overall S&P 500 and stuff, but I was glad I was able to get this big drop scalp here, right here in this move. Just a little bitty baby trade, but we're just going to build up profit today. But yeah, that's what I expected, so. With the market crashing, it makes me wonder if it will affect the typical quiet summer trading. Yeah, it's interesting, man, for sure. There's too much to explain there, Hero. There you go. Chill out, Hero. Alright, we'll see if we get any other moves, but I'm going to watch this market and try to see what we get from it. What do you think about APRN? I think people are going to be ordering more foods in this market, and so that's going to cause Blue Apron stocks to go up. It's going to cause Peloton to go up. It's going to cause probably some streaming services to go up as well. So we might see a drop here in AMD, but again, I'm not comfortable enough to hold it through that. Depending on what AMD does here, I might take a fake out fade on it if we can get it. Watching it, but you know, I am considering that now. It really depends on what we get here in the overall market and the SPY itself. But so far, no losing days. I think I've traded like 4 times today on AMD, 4 or 5 times. No losing trades. Quick scalps every time, but yeah, no losses today at all. What's up, Adam? Yeah, I'm up about 50 something. Watching the market now, looks like it's trying to change trends. And so we'll see if it starts to head up and I can go long. Alright, so we are getting a rejection below, just to show you guys what I'm looking at here. This is the SPY itself. This is the S&P 500. We are getting a pullback from these highs, and I more so like to look at the SPY in this instance because it actually has the VWAP that it follows. And so a big rejection, I might short into AMD here. That's a big rejection. I just shorted AMD. We'll see. I'm going to get in and out very quick on this one because I'm in with 100 shares. Took half off there on AMD. Gonna hold the last little 50 shares here, see if we can continue to pull in some quick scalps in this market move. Market's coming back down. Only holding 50 shares now, and yeah, like I said, I could really just let this work. See if we get a move back down to that whole dollar now. We're in the teens again. See, we come down to like 39s. Alright, I just took another quick scalp there on AMD. Up $71 on the day. No losing trades. I think I've had like 5 green trades today. But yeah, I'm just pairs trading the AMD with the SPY. When the SPY drops, I'm jumping in short on AMD, quickly scalping it because the moves are big, and then waiting for other tests of the VWAP, because really the SPY is just testing the VWAP. The market's just testing the VWAP right now. And so there's the latest scalp. Got out before AMD is pushed back up. So yeah, no losing trades today. All winning trades, up about 71 bucks. I'm getting very close to that $200 or that $2,000 profit level. I am $17 away in gross profit on that. And so we'll see what else we can find. We're just gonna keep pushing. All right, here's the SPY's bounce up here. Here's the SPY's bounce up to the VWAP. I'm anticipating a drop here, and so I think AMD might bounce and then drop too. AMD's up to 29 or 39.20s. And so let's watch AMD, see if it drops here. It's a little bit too middle range for me to take another scalp here with AMD, but I'm watching it. And again, I think it's all going to depend on, you know, what the SPY does here. I think the overall market's going to dictate what it does. Because if we get a high at the daybreak here, it's not going to be super beneficial for shorts. And if you're fast enough, I can essentially watch to see what the SPY does and then jump in quick for a short on AMD and then exit really quick too. So I'm really just riding the SPY's momentum if any of that makes sense to people watching. So we are getting a high at the daybreak here on the SPY. Glad I didn't take that last short. And there goes AMD spiking up with it. I appreciate it. I see it. Yeah, see, Hero, here, just some advice to you, Hero, man. If you want to hang out here, that's fine, but you got to talk trading. You can't demand attention from members and then get mad when they get mad at you. Like, the reality is, you got to just chill, and if you want to talk trading with us, you can. But if you're not going to talk trading when everybody else is trading, you're just a distraction. You know what I mean? You're just distracting everybody. Like, let us trade. Trading's serious. We're trading for money, man. It's not like a game here. It's expensive, and so, you know, people got to stay focused. And, you know, when you're just talking about random stuff, demanding people to talk back to you and say hey to you and all this stuff, it just makes it so that they can't concentrate. All right, so the SPY got rejected back below the VWAP here. AMD as well, or AMD didn't quite, but the SPY pushed back to the VWAP. AMD testing it as well. Watching the overall market, we'll see what we can find. AMD is a microchip stock. It's a microchip stock. We got 84 likes in here, guys. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Click the bell. Show your support for what we do here. We day trade live on stream every single weekday morning, so don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. We have 84 likes. We got about 250 people here. Smash that like button, team. Show your support for what we do. I don't know, I'm just scalping today. I'm playing it safe and just quickly scalping in and out today. I don't mind scalping AMD if it comes back up here too, but I think it depends on what the SPY does. I gotta see some type of weakness in the SPY in order for me to want to do it with AMD, because if the overall market moves back up here, AMD's gonna follow it. And so I don't want to short AMD here if the market starts to move back up. So I hope that makes sense. So like, here's the market. The VWAP is a trend indicator, right? And so I'm watching the SPY here, and the SPY is maintaining above the VWAP now. You can see it's actually above the VWAP here. This purple line's the VWAP. And so unless the SPY gets rejected and comes back down and holds, it's technically trying to change trends. And if the market continues to push up, you know, AMD, which has a very similar trend, is going to do something very similar. You know, if the market starts to move up, AMD is going to come back up like this. You know, AMD is just going to pop right back above the VWAP and start to move up from here. And so that's not what I want to catch a short on. And so with that, I'm watching the overall market to see what it does. It's testing the VWAP, and again, if the market or the SPY or the SPX S&P 500 breaks below the VWAP and looks weak, then I might scalp the SPY again. But as long as the S&P 500 is above the VWAP and it's maintaining there, I'm just going to protect myself. The only way I'm going to short AMD is if we see a big drop in the SPY, just to show you guys, which is just going to signify weakness. If we see a big drop here below the VWAP, like we're kind of getting now, let's see if it holds. That's what I'm going to short into AMD. But again, we got to see this hold below, not above. Because if this holds a support and just kind of heads back up, I'm not going to try to short AMD. If I buy that intro course with your code for $400, does it take a whole year to be able to apply for the funded account? No. I mean, usually, like, whenever I got it, I would just ask them as soon as I paid for it. I'd be like, yo, what's up? Can I have my login to the funded account? And for some people, they may take the course. Overall, it takes like a week, maybe. For me, it would take about 3 business days, and then they would send me my login for the funded account. And so it varies from person to person, but if you do get it and you just want to trade, I would just reach out to them and be like, yo, can I have my login? And they might send it to you. They might make you paper trade for a week or whatever, but it usually isn't longer than like 2 weeks.
Nope. Just putting it out there, AMAT, MU, and AMD pretty much trading very similar charts.
Devang Patel says, why do I always get banned for the PDT? The reason you get banned is because there's a limit on how many times you can actively day trade if you have less than $25,000 in your account. And so if you have below $25,000 in equity in your account, you're only allowed on a U.S. regulated broker. If you're on a U.S. regulated broker like E-Trade or something like that, you can only day trade 3 times a week. And if you overtrade and if you try to actively day trade over 3 times a week with less than 25K in your account, they're going to ban you. You're going to get your funds locked. And so if you try to day trade too much with less than 25K, they're going to ban you. It's one of the reasons we use TradeNet and TEFs, is because it allows us to effectively get around that and actively day trade. No PDT rule. We could short the base package, like the guy is asking about the intro package. It comes with a course and a demo account to trade with for a few weeks so you can practice and learn strategies and stuff like that. And then you get to apply, and everybody's approved for the most part. And I think if you're not approved, you can get a refund as well. But once you're approved, they give you a $14,000 funded day trading account and allow you to actively day trade in short stocks with no PDT rules. So you can day trade it short. It's one of the cheapest ways you can get started because, again, the intro package is like $3.99. And so it just makes sense from that perspective. It's just a really cheap way to get started. I think most new traders are going to lose their account regardless. And this is just a much cheaper thing to lose. It's much cheaper to lose $400 than it is to lose thousands of dollars like most of the time new traders end up depositing. And so yeah, like I said, I think it just makes sense from a risk reward perspective. It operates like a prop firm, and so there's a 70-30 split. So if you make $1,000 net, they keep 300, you keep 700. And hey buddy. And there's a $700 max loss, and so if you take the 14K and you go under 13,300, they close you down. And so yeah, it's just a cheap way to get started. You want to check it out. There's the link. Great way to help support our channel. We do make a commission if you sign up, and so it's a great way to help support the channel. And there's the link. It's at the funded-account.com link. I just posted in the chat.
Yeah, definitely check it out, guys. It gives you a great way to go ahead and start your trading career and also start working it. Like we always say, it's a process that you need to build live, not necessarily in paper. And paper is really just figuring out what strategies can work. And then live trading is where you figure out how to actually work those strategies.
Come here. My son's paying a visit and he's looking at all my screens. Look, there you are, right there. You see? There you are.
Just to put it out there, MU, AMD trading very, very similar.
Yeah, they're both microchip stocks, I think.
Yep.
Well, you will get that commission off me since I heard about TradeNet from you, even though it won't be today. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, like I said, don't feel any obligation. I mean, you'll get it cheaper if you go through me, obviously, and I appreciate the support, but no stress either way, and I appreciate you thinking about me, Yeah, but that's my little son.
Hey, little man.
Yeah, he's hanging out, man. He's gone now. He ran off, but that's him. He's cool.
Yo, hit me up after, John. I'm about to get you that Sonic movie.
Yeah, man. Honestly, is it out on DVD yet?
Let's just say I can get it.
Well, I can get it too. I get a virus by getting it, but I can get it too.
That's why I use my phone. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Yeah, like I said, you heard my Star Wars cease and desist letter from Warner Brothers when Star Wars came out in the early 2000s.
Hey guys, just want to put another stock on everyone's watch. CRWD. Look at that one coming back.
That's a mini Carol. Everybody says that, man. But if you look at me when I was a kid, he looks exactly like me. Really, he looks like my mom. But I could see Carol with him too. He does kind of look like a little mini Carol.
Like a little mini Carol.
Yeah, he kind of is. If you see my mom though, he looks like my mom too.
Hey, that's how it is.
So even if you pay commission to the broker, the PDT rules still apply. Yes. Commissions don't mean anything. The PDT rule is an SEC regulation. It's not chosen by like the platform. It's a regulation by the SEC. So if you're on a U.S. regulated broker, yeah, you're going to be restricted unless you have over 25K.
Or you can come to TradeNet.
TradeNet's where we do it. Like I said, it comes with a course, demo account, chat room access, a lot of cool stuff. But the big thing about it is that it actually lets you actively day trade.
Yeah. SPY's starting to hold up there. Are we gonna get back above here, guys?
Yep, SPY's pushing up. We're battling the VWAP, but I got my scalps in on the short side. I'm gonna look for some longs depending on what the market does, but the market's kind of moving up, which is good. Yeah, it's a U.S. regulation. Yeah, the PDT rule is completely stupid. It's so dumb. It really is. And not to go on a big rant about it, but I'm going to go on a big rant about it. The reason it's dumb is because I don't care who you are, what course you take, what guru you follow, what mentor you have, you're probably losing your first day trading account. And so making somebody save up 25K for their first account basically ensures that they are just going to lose 25 grand when they first get started. I don't care how safe you put it, your emotions run wild on your first day trading account. And so if you make your first day trading account $25,000, you are forcing somebody to basically lose 25K for their first account, which is going to completely ruin them. It's going to devastate them. Small accounts that let you actively day trade make way more sense because you're probably going to lose it, and I would much rather lose a TradeNet account for $400 as my first account than a 25K account that the SEC forced me to save up for. Just stupid rule, just a completely dumb rule that ends up hurting new traders more than anything, counterproductive for what they say the rule is for. Just completely dumb rule.
I would have to agree.
Well, it's all family and
there's MU breaking out. AMAT breaking out of that VWAP fade possibility. Now up there above VWAP and holding.
You mean Mississippi? I'm not in Mississippi. Ole Miss is the rival of Louisiana, man. I'm anti-Ole Miss, We need 2 more beautiful likes, guys. We got 98 likes. Smash that like button if you haven't. Do it. Do it now. Alright, CGC up to the VWAP. I think the market's actually pushing up, though, and so I'm not going to short or attempt another scalp unless we get a big drop in the market. Hey, my man, KR. What's up, brother? Appreciate the sub, man.
There's CRWD breaking out. Look for space to maybe start coming back. AMD pushing up there. Like I said, AMAT led the way. MU followed, and then now AMD's following.
Wade, how do you really feel about it? I know, Bailey. I'm not outspoken at all on that topic. You know? But everybody knows what I say is truth, though. Like, what I said about the PDT rule, that's truth. Everybody knows it. You know, the SEC is going to pretend like we're just trying to help new traders. Yeah, you're basically making new traders lose 25 grand for their first experience. Like, great job, bro. You know, like, you're definitely protecting them. Just dumb, you know. Watch me get audited. You know, I know that's different, but,
you know. All right. Working my way back here. Really had more of an emotional day, so just trying to take a little trade here off stream. Risked only $20, but at least paid myself majority of it. If you want, you can put me up. You guys can see. I'll show you guys my trade log here. CGC. Got in there, selling some at 92s there. And now looking to sell a little bit as it breaks to 10. Just putting myself at least back in
manageable.
Yeah, manageable realms here. Trying to see if it can break to 10 here. If it breaks to 10, I'll take another 100 off, and then would be only down about maybe $30.
You are right, because I lost 10,000 in one trade because of the stupid PDT rule. It wouldn't let me sell my stock, or it banned me for 90 days. Yeah, but they're protecting new traders, though. They're protecting new traders, though, guys.
That's horrible, man. I hate to hear that.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Like I said, I don't mean to make light of it, but that's rough, bro.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you guys, I mean, like always, we recommend small sizing. I was able to capture almost $4, $3.96 yesterday on a trade that I only took 50 shares on a penny stock, essentially. You know, a stock that was at $10 to $11. So what does that show you is that sometimes, and this happens especially to beginner traders, they go too big, too fast. I know you've seen this, John.
Oh, for sure, 100%. That's the single biggest trading mistake new traders make is they try to buy too big of share size. They should be buying way tiny size relative to everybody else because they're new. They're probably gonna lose. If you make your first share size 1,000 shares, you're just gonna lose more when you first get started. I think I've ranted about it before, but I think the single biggest reason traders do that is because the penny stock gurus in the market are telling them, look at all this money I made. If you buy my course, you could, make $500 billion in 3 days with my course, but the reality is it's going to, even if you're the best trader ever, even if your educator knows what they're talking about and is actually teaching you legit stuff, the mental part of it takes conditioning. And so it's not going to happen right away. So you need to trade small from the beginning, not big. If you trade big, you're going to lose more as a new trader.
Trying to let this crack through the 10s here and I'll sell a little bit more.
Yeah, possibly Ray Ray. I don't know, man. But I think day trading is just really tough. And I think most people lose. And so I understand, like, what they're trying to do there. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to say, well, just, don't actively day trade. Day trade 3 times per week or less. But the problem with that is, you learn the most from trading experience. Experience is going to teach you the most. So you're basically making new traders unable to gain that experience unless they risk 25K. And that's an absurd thought. That's an absurd thought. Like, oh, you can't day trade and gain experience unless you have $25,000 to risk. Makes 0 sense. You're just going to lose that. Like the dumbest rule ever.
Alright guys, trying to let this pop through the 10 here and then take some off. It already hit 10. It should break out above it right now. Canceled my order there. trying to relieve the pressure off the top of it. So see if we get this 10 cracked here. Definitely holding towards this 89 low here, no matter what now.
All right, S&P 500 pulling back. I might look for some more shorts if we get them now. It just depends. SPY actually is bouncing a little bit, so is the S&P, so that might be good for you. Yeah.
Looks good there.
This is why 90% of new traders fail. Yeah, 100%. If there wasn't any like restriction towards it, I think if they're gonna make a restriction, it should actually be the opposite. Like that's what makes the most sense to me. It's like if you want to have a rule that protects new traders, force them to make their first account $1,000 or less. Force them to, you know, that way they're not risking that much when they first get started. Like that's a much more practical rule if you really genuinely want to help new traders. Don't force them to risk 25K at first. That's stupid. They're gonna lose that, you know. Appreciate the sub,
guys. Bro. Was able to sell there at 10.02. So sold a little bit more. Now looking for this outreach to the resistance, which would be 13s or above. We get above that 13, we start seeing a lift here up towards that 25. Let's see what we get here. Another one looking very strong, MU and AMD, led by AMAT. Space moving its way back to VWAP there. MU, that was a nice breakout there, man. And the best part is that it got led, and so did AMD.
Yeah.
So it gave you a chance there. After you saw MU break out and AMAT break out, that gave you two strong signals that, hey, maybe AMD was not a bad trade. And there was some good risk to reward there. It was at 39.50s, and you could have risked off the next low, which was 39.25s.
Hey, appreciate the sub, P. Welcome to the team, man. Thank you, bro. Remember, guys, smash that like and subscribe button. Alright, SPY is pulling back a little bit here. I think the big low and the big level to watch now for the S&P 500 is 2420. I think that's a lot of confirmation there from yesterday and today. And the SPY, I think it's going to be 243.20, so right around where it's at now, and I think this is the big important level to watch to see if it holds a support or resistance.
Got about a little $24 right now on these last 100 shares right now, trying to see if it's going to break about 100 so that we could get back to break even for the day. But if not, I'm okay with cutting it here at 90, taking about $18 more will bring us down to about $25 down on the day. Just trying to manage it and then get on out of here.
I appreciate the sub, Dwayne.
It might be that I'm just home so much that I can't get away from the computer. So one tip to put out there right now, definitely try to limit the time that you're in the market, because you're only putting yourself in danger.
Right.
Remember that, guys. When you stay in the market, you put yourself in danger. But I got some ammo today, Texas. Got some cushion. Really only had two. I've had 2 red days in the whole month, so I'm trying to keep it, keep the ball moving here.
Right,
Not bad, Bailey. Good job. $97.
I'm jumping in with 20 shares of Disney here. Just a quick trade. Just gonna scalp this low really quick right here if I can. On this low of the day break, or this whole dollar break. Gonna keep it pretty small. They're 20 shares, so just very, very small.
I understand Kenny's opinion here in the chat. Um, I understand both sides of it. You know, some traders, once they get to the level of skill needed, it's not a bad thing to have that mentality on, hey, I can, get a PDT account and make a great amount of money. It's not a bad idea. But like always, you need to create a system that works for you, a system that you can trade day in and day out. And what it usually ends up happening is we've always seen this. As you size up, emotions are going to grow. So as you size up, you need to be watching that to see if you still trade this same way. Because if it's adapting your trading so much that you're not executing your strategy, you need to slow it down, take a step back, lower down share size, and go back to where you know, and that's executing your strategy.
Yeah, so I lost $13 on Disney. I just ended up jumping out. It might have faked me out here actually, but the SPY bounced at that big 24.20 level. I should have waited for it to break that level, but it's all right. It's a small loss. Still up around $60 on the day, and we're gonna see what else we can get. I probably am gonna wait for the SPY to put in a big red candle below the VWAP if it does before I decide to short anything else. Man, Disney just popped me up and faked me out. That's 100% market makers that just did that.
Chop fest, yeah, man. It's dangerous out there right now.
Yeah, just to show them. So I was short here, and like, if you want to look at this real quick, this little pop-up was just the market makers stopping people like me out. Right here. It just popped up, immediately dropped back down and broke lows. So, yeah, just market makers hit me with that. It's my fault, but, you know, it is what it is. It's my first losing trade today, unfortunately. I was hoping I would keep it 100%, and unfortunately I'm at about 80% right now. But I'll take it, you know. We'll see what else we can find.
All right, I cut my trade. I don't want it to come back down. And if anything, I'll end the day.
Nice, Sergio. Hey, see you, Bailey. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.
89s need to hold. 88s will get me out immediately.
Gonna call it a day. Up 97 would prefer a whole bill, but that's greed. I need to get to work soon. Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Good mentality.
It was like yesterday. You know, when I closed APT, I closed it at 14.96. Some people would have shot for that 15 exactly, but that's being greedy, man. If you're up almost $4 and you're worried about 3 or 4 cents, that's called greed, man. And it'll get to you.
100%.
And then the next thing you know, look at APT when it hit 15. It went from 15 and it went straight back down.
Yeah.
Straight back down. It went to 15 at the end of the day after that. You would have to have waited all the way into the close for you to get that attempt again.
Market popping up here, guys. Should help you, Mitch, I think.
Yeah, I might even look to add now. That was a really strong signal right there. I saw it too, at least in my stock.
Yep.
You saw it in the SPY. I saw it in my individual stock. And look at AMD. Look at the leader. That baby is strong. I love AMD. If I could ever get back to where that baby was when I used to trade it, man.
Yeah,
look at that. That candle right there. That's some strength right there.
So the high in the S&P 500 here is going to be right around 2040.41 or $2,441 is roughly right around that previous high of the day. We're at 2,440. We're right there. We're testing that high right now, and so I think this is going to be a big indicator on what's going to happen. If the S&P 500 breaks this, the next step is the previous high of the day from that open. If it gets rejected here, we'll see. It's still going to be kind of up in the air, but if we get a break here, the next stop is that previous high of the day. Alright, so we did break it. We're up to $2,446.47 up in the overall market. The SPY is pushing up, breaking that high again as well here. And so that's going to cause a lot of stocks to head on up.
Oof, AMAT. Look at AMAT go. AMAT just took a ride. The thing's been leading. You could look for a breakout in a flag pattern from LK. Bottom support is at 30.60. So be careful with that one, but there is a potential breakout there. Also like space if it shoots through the VWAP again. Look at that one setting up.
Alright, so we got a rejection there. I think that's an interesting level at 2450. SPY's back down below that previous high at 244.80. So we did get rejected below that previous high now.
Now what I'm looking for is kind of like these where the VWAP was at 242.05.
Yeah.
242.20. That's what I have. Look for that to hold.
SPY bouncing right back up. Ah. Another $20 loss on Disney. Give him my wins back a little bit, I think. I really wanted to break that $2,000 profit. We'll see. But Disney popping up there. There goes the SPY breaking up. It's alright. We're still... I'm going to try to break that level today, guys. And even if, I take some swings, it's alright. I'm pretty close to 2K in profit. I'm up about $40 on the day now. Gave about $30 back in those last two trades. First losing two trades of the day. But Disney's just chopping me out, and I think the market is too. I should probably, I think it's greed getting there, and I think it's just the mental part of wanting to break that $2,000 profit level. I'm very close. I'm at like 19,000 or 1,980 or 1,940 something, 50 something. So I'm like $50 away. So I'm trying to push today to break that $2,000 profit level, and I think that is kind of getting me stuck here with some of these moves.
Yeah, I'm trying to add here at 95s, guys. Let's see if I get a pullback. If not, let it rip. Let it rip. All right, watching also space, guys. Space looks really interesting also for me. I'm gonna actually try to double up my chart here so you guys can see. Watch it also. What color do I got it? Not linked. Space. 1 minute, 5 minute. There you go. Put the chart up so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Could definitely see space getting some lift here if the market wants to continue ripping. If not, you could also look for a fade right off the VWAP.
Alright, I made most of my money back just now. I'm going to hold this last 25 shares to see if I can make a little bit more. I'm in Disney here with the last little 25 shares. See if we can break that $93 level. I'm going to hold the rest break even though.
Who can do it? John can do it.
I'm the man with the plan. Everybody knows.
Scalp.
Scalp City. Alright, I'm going to get out there. Just got out the rest. So up $81.95 on the day. I'll take it. Nailed it. Maybe I should have held a little bit more, but I caught the drop there for Disney with the overall S&P and markets drop, and so I'll take that. Let's see how much
Who can do it? No one can.
Look at that. I'm at $1,994 in profit. So close.
So close.
Just so you guys can see it, this is it. I'll keep Mitch up, but you can see here. There's my P&L. There's my P&L. This is my realized 82 bucks roughly. Very close. Breaking it.
Money, 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 money.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate the sub, Jennifer. Welcome to the team. I appreciate the subscribe. Remember, guys, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the bell. We do this live every day, right here on YouTube.
A Duke.
Maybe I should have held a little bit on Disney, but it's alright.
Don't like this pullback here. We should have got through the resistance. Quick recovery here, breaking that resistance is what I need to see. If not, I'll get out.
Day.
Oh no. Maybe they're not even coming.
They might not be. I haven't heard them. I usually hear them.
It's the worst news, but maybe they're not even coming.
It's good and bad news all at the same time.
Yeah. It's like I missed it. Did I miss it? But maybe they missed me.
Right. I don't know, man.
I would not want to work for the trash company right now.
Yeah, I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go look outside.
John's gonna look at all the neighbors, see if their trash got taken. Neighbors, did the trash come? I remember when I used to have to do that when I was little. Not seeing this recovery here. It might just sell out here, guys. You see a good recovery here. Some volume get bought up. A lot of volume got sold in the 10s. Yep. Looks like we're coming back down here. I'm going to give it a second here. If it cracks 10 here, we'll definitely get out on the rest. That's a nice little push there. Keep my eye on this space too, because I think this one can get some lift if it goes through 1170s. Big VGC on the top chart for me so that I can pay attention to it. It's a nice strong bottom there. So the risk right now would be in this trade off 42, 41. So look, I'm looking for maybe a 45 or 51 entry here on space, but I'm gonna wait for this pullback here. Looking for this one to break out, because if this one breaks out, at least I'm in the green and I could take a shot on space, but I don't want to take a shot on space unless I'm going to get into the green for today, because then I just start over trading. Did look good there though. Watching CGC to see if it's going to hold now that bottom right there at 1001. We wanted to go ahead and try to break out through that 1025 here. If not, then we just take it out, get out of the stock. How do you say trading in Spanish? They call it bolsas, like bags in Spanish. It translates to like bags or auctions. That's another thing that they kind of call it in Spanish. The word translates to like auctions. They call it acciones.
Comercio. Compravente or compraventa.
Yeah, that cold, guys. Be careful. The blizzard's coming, man. We're gonna get a blizzard. It's not a good thing for the coronavirus, so you guys gotta be careful out there. Look, there's a pop in space there. Looks interesting to me. Because I know when space gets a rocket, she gets a rocket. There's 65s. Looks like that pullback was perfect there for 51 entry, risk off of 41.
Dude, there's so many scamming emails. Listen to this email I just got. I meant to reach out by Mary Melanson. I've meant to reach out to you for a few days with a suggestion, but at first I was a bit hesitant because you have different experience. This might be a long shot, but we are looking to hire new staff. KEM, $87,518 average yearly salary. Are you open to hearing this? It's like, dude, shut up. You're so full of crap. Like, dude, like, if you ever get an email like that, do not respond. Do not answer. You know, especially if they have nothing at the bottom. Like, they are just trying to rope you in. What they're going to tell you is they're going to tell you, oh, yeah, you're hired. But first, you have to pay the startup fees. You got to pay the startup fees. Oh, I do? Okay. Startup fees, how much are they? $300. Just PayPal them to me. You know, PayPal them to me, PayPal it to me, and you'll have your startup fees done. You're hired on the spot. And people that are desperate to get a job will actually fall for this stuff. They'll be like, oh, well, you know, I'm hired. They'll tell everybody, oh, this company on email hired me. I just got to pay the $300 startup fee. They're going to pay it. You're never going to hear from them again. They got your money. That's it. That's all they want to do. So, you know, there's your lesson on phishing scam emails.
Do you want to trade Bitcoin? Do you want to be a Bitcoin trader? Just send me 3 Bitcoins and I will teach you everything I know.
My ways of Bitcoin trading. What is Bitcoin at nowadays? Ooh, Bitcoin is at 5,000, man. Wasn't Bitcoin for this?
This was the time that Bitcoin should have done the best.
Oh, exactly.
And
man,
guess
exactly.
what?
But at the same time, though, Bitcoin was going crazy during a huge bull market. Bitcoin was running up, you know. So it's like that would tell you it's not going to do great because it's like this is what it was designed for. Though the problem lies, though, is that it's become very cult-like in its following, in that people who have all of their businesses that rely on Bitcoin's success, they have all these subsets of businesses that are like, oh, we need Bitcoin to go up, you know, and so that clouds their judgment. They don't realize that it's like, look, it's not a viable online currency. It's way too volatile to be a viable online currency. When it's going up and down hundreds of %, it's just not a viable real currency. It's more so a trading method. It's something to trade, you know. As for whether it's more so like a security. But by that logic, it's like, what's the point of it then? Just to give us something else to trade? To be honest, we don't need more stuff to trade. We've got foreign exchange, we've got stocks, we've got ETFs. We don't need something like this. And again, like the whole thing is anonymity. I get it. But I also think that it's like, look, people that think one coin is going to go up to $100,000 in value, that's people that want one coin to go up to $100,000 in value. I don't think that's viable at all. I think people are going to, they're not gonna ever look at it objectively because they're depending on it too much, and so that clouds people's judgment, and people think it's going to go to 6 figures, which is an absurd, absurd in that. And maybe I'm wrong. I also think if you want it to be an online currency, breaking one coin up into a million different pieces because it's just too expensive, it's not viable. But again, I'm not the world's best crypto expert, but I think it clouds people's judgment. I think people have too much depending on it, and so that hurts their view of it.
I mean, it's the BYND trap. That's what I would tell you.
Yeah,
it's the BYND trap. I've seen it in multiple assets. It's not just in equities. It's not just in cryptos. It probably is just not in It's in every asset. You're going to see these parabolic runs where the valuations just don't match. And when evaluations don't match, yes, momentum can keep a stock going, but momentum usually dies.
Right. 100%.
And that's the truth. It's as simple as that. Sometimes you can't complicate things, and you just see it as it is. It's just a stock that gets pushed, an asset that gets pushed to levels where it cannot go anymore.
Yep.
Because the story changes. And unless the story gets super hot again, you're not going to get to those levels.
Yep. Oh wait, dude, it's
the same way you could look at even cannabis stocks. Until we get a real push towards legalization, you probably will not see these up at their highs. But if that happens, the story gets renewed. Brand new story. That's what you got to look for in stocks. Understand the stories. Understand that investors buy up stories. Retail investors especially buy up stories. All right, guys, let's see if we get this breakout through here. Looking good here for us.
One coin is a complete scam, and I appreciate the concept of Bitcoin. Like I get it. Like I get why people are into it. At the same time, though, you got to be objective about it, man. You know, you got to be objective. Like I think people have been saying it's going to go to six figures for years now, and maybe it will. I know there's a finite amount of them. But in the end, I just don't know if it's viable. You know what I mean? Mitch is in CGC. He's watching Space.
Yeah, CGC. I'm watching Space. The reason I haven't gotten in it is because I need to be in the green to even take another trade. I'm not taking another trade unless I'm in the green, guys. If not, I'm pushing my levels, and then what I'm doing is just over trading. I traded a stock at least that I tried to tackle, and I stayed on it. And that's why I'm okay with what I did. But I'm not going to just start jumping into another stock that I have not watched all day.
Right, for sure.
All right, guys. So if you guys want to go ahead and check out the platform that John and I use on these streams, definitely go ahead and check out TradeNet. It's a solid, high-quality platform. You guys see me using limit market orders. It's something I would only use on TradeNet just because the execution is just so high. You know, so what really TradeNet is it's a funded account program that lets you trade as much as you want with no PDT. You get the cheap commissions. You get an ability to short stocks, which I think is very vital for long-only traders. And you also get access to the chat room,
Mitch.
a demo account, and a legit trading course.
Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom, guys. So Mitch, hold it down, bro. Sorry.
You're good. There's a little push up there from Space. I would like it now. But still not in the green in my other trade. So look at that little spike right there. Now you can risk off of this last low here, which I would risk off of 51s now. A nice little setup there for a squeeze there in Space. I'm not going to take it, guys, because I'm not in the green yet. Like I said, I'm not going to break my rules just because I see a stock get interesting. We talked about this yesterday. But like I said, guys, so TradeNet really is a funded account package. It gives you cheap commissions, short stocks, and ability to access the chat room, a demo account, and a trading course. All this for less than $400. So it definitely makes sense risk and reward wise. You got to go ahead and check it out, guys. One of the things that I recommend is go ahead and start on paper. Build a strategy that you want to trade, and then when you actually seen it traded and you've actually executed it a couple times on paper, let's start trading live. Let's trade small and really gain the ability of trading live. I think this is very important. If you stay small, you'll be able to trade live and then build your emotional kind of capital, because everyone can get a strategy, but not everyone can handle their emotions in a trade. So what you guys really need to learn is how can I maximize that is by getting cheap accounts that you can work on your trading, not damage your capital so much, but at the same time, give yourself a shot to make a good amount of money. And that's what I think TradeNet really has a strength in. So definitely we'll post up the link if you guys want to go ahead and check it out. It's a great way to support the channel. Definitely supports us. There you go, Justin, pushing through. Chase. Look at that interesting trade here on Space. You know, I called out first an entry in this area off of 51s, risking off 41s. And then I was really interested when we got up there to 65s. You could maybe risk off of 51s. But it's looking strong, man. Looking like you could get a rip up, probably towards this next level up here. I see a 12 push, more than capable. So TradeNet is uses TEFs as a funded account package. So what you're really doing is you're using TEFs to execute your trades, and then you can use whatever you want for charting. If you don't want to use TradeNet for charting and you want to use maybe Thinkorswim like John uses, or if you want to use a different charting platform like I do, which is TC2000, this is what really gets you your setup. You're usually going to have a charting setup and you're going to have an executing platform. All right, guys, there's a nice little breakout there. Boom. There's that push that I expected in Space. Look, up there to 12s. Yeah, I could have taken this trade, but like I said, I stuck to my rules, and I'm always going to be happier when I stick to my rules than when I try to force trades. But there's a nice push there. All right, guys, now I'm up there to 1019, about to take my trade off as I'm now starting to get in the green. Want to see this hold the bottom here, which was at 1010. If it doesn't hold 1010 on the downside, we'll just get out. EMPH, big rip, Chase. I hope you got in it. Gideon, I know you're doing good. Keep working at it.
Oof, look at EMPH, man. Somebody mentioned that one. Something had to come out for that one. But
Yeah.
Crazy move.
No, I mean, big. That thing's pulled back like $20.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Nice little pop. That's what you got. Well, the SPY is also reacting really significant amount here. So we're up there to 246 now, guys. Man, that Space, nice, interesting trade there. Let's just say that much. There you go. Boom. Breaking through the 12s now. There you go, Gideon. I'm glad someone nailed it. What I like about Space is that when it moves, it usually has a tendency of making big moves, consolidation, big moves, consolidation. That's the way I've seen it move.
But yeah, Paola, to answer your question about the payout, I'm waiting. In my opinion, it makes the most sense with my package to get a big payout, right? I could take a little bitty payout, but I don't think it would be worth it in my opinion. So I'm gonna wait until mine's bigger. I have had friends and people and members take money out, and from what they said, it was pretty easy. Like they said, you could do one per month, and they wire it to you, and so that's basically it. So you can request one payout per month, and from my understanding, it takes about a week, maybe a little bit over a week, to get your money from it. But it's a wire transfer. But yeah, from what I understand, it's pretty easy.
That's that next stop there for Space. There, 1217s. After this would be 1235s. I think from this 1217, what you need to see is the SPY break the high and start getting towards the 250s. That 250 should get a surge of volume. If we do not get a surge of volume through the 250 on the SPY, I don't think we're going to continue for the day. So that's probably where the next resistance and heavy resistance should be. Let's see the volume that we get there. No worries, Chase. It's all good. Enjoy it. Enjoy watching sometimes. I know I do. There you go. Now up there to 1028s. on my trade on CGC. Let's see if we can get up there to the 30s and 40s, and then we'll just take the trade off. We're already in the green. This is what we really wanted. You know, yeah, we could have gone for space, but I didn't want to overtrade. And that's how it goes. Now that's up there to 1230s.
Yeah, S&P 500 breaking those highs. We'll see what happens here, but
the best trades, I think, really, were those technology trades, man.
Yeah.
Those were nice. Look at MU, look at AMD, look at AMAT. Those are some nice extensions.
Yeah, dude, I scalped AMD like 30 times today.
Yeah, I mean, this breakout's significant on those stocks.
Yeah, for sure.
Why? Because tech's been holding the most. It's been the strongest sector in this
People are staying
downturn.
home, you know?
I mean, at the end of the day, technology will take a hit because of no buying, but they're not taking a hit on their actual products.
Right.
The value's still there.
Exactly. And a lot of it is like, especially like microchip software, like they're gonna get it shipped. You know, people are still gonna be using it because it's tech. You know, brick and mortar is probably getting hit the hardest out of anything. Anything brick and mortar arcades, brick and mortar closed stores, they were already struggling in retail specifically from Amazon and stuff, but I think they're gonna have a hard time in this. But market is up, breaking highs, looks good. I have roughly $5 away from my $2,000 profit goal. I'm up $82 on the day roughly, but I don't know if I'm gonna push to break that today. I think I'm just gonna wait. I don't want to get greedy, and I don't see any good setups here, and so I'm probably just gonna wait until we can break that. Traded Disney a bunch, traded AMD with a few different shorts really quick, and it was a really profitable day, but very close to that $2,000 profit level. And like I said, I just don't know if pushing it right now is the right move. I think I'll try to break that tomorrow morning. Commissions are going to come into play, but almost a $100 day. We're pretty close. It's been a pretty profitable week so far, 2 green days, and we're going to see what else we can get, but very close to the 2K in profit, and so we'll see if we can hit that tomorrow maybe, depending on if we see anything else today or not.
Pullback here is 18. Trying to see if we're going to get this continuous momentum here into the 30s. If not, we'll just take the trade off. We're already in the green, guys. Got ourselves back. All right, 30's showing up, 32's on the bid. Let's see if we get a push up there. There's the 250s coming for the SPY. We're in the 249s. Let's see the lift here.
Yeah, right. Commissions are going to play a factor for sure, 100%. And so that's why I would try to take a small scalp. But
there's space up there to the next resistance. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. I would try to get that over 2K profit, but after commissions, I'm gonna need a little bit more, and so I just don't think it's worth it right now. Maybe on a pullback since the market's up, like getting in a dip buy might make sense, but I gotta wait for that.
There you go, guys. Now up there to 35s, 33s. Now we're about, what? 60 cents away from our entry. I want you guys to be able to see this. There you go. Almost 60 cents away from our entry on the bid side. Might take it off here if we don't get this continuous momentum to keep going. There's 249.73s, guys. 250s on their way. There's 36,
What's up, Avito?
37. All right. I'm taking it, guys. I'll take my $20.
Nice work, brother. All right, guys. I'm gonna probably end it for the day.
Over 60-cent trade there, guys, at the end of the day. And that's how you get yourself back.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think I had one losing trade today, guys. I think I traded a few times, but no losing, or one losing trade for me. Pretty solid day. Like I said, if you look at my P&L here, this is where I'm pretty close to the 2K profit level. Very close. We're going to wait for commissions. I'm probably about 30-40 bucks away from it, so we're going to keep pushing. Strong day, almost $100 day. I'm not going to push any harder right now. I don't see anything else I really like, and so I'm just going to be done for the day after that with Mitch here. John, how did you predict the market was going to reverse today with your thumbnail? We're just down so much. Yesterday was a huge green day, or red day, and so you know, one of the big common things and themes in stock trading is extension, and usually, even if we continue going down tomorrow or the next day, we're usually going to get a rebound day in between there after a huge drop, at least originally, and so that's kind of what we got today. Like I said, if I can't take all the credit, to be honest, I really didn't know, and I think I just got lucky that the rebound happened, but you know, it is what it is.
Well, it's the 250s now. You see how it rejected quickly off of that? It's a whole like a whole dollar and a big price point mentally.
Yeah, for sure. And half and whole dollars are big.
Yeah. Whenever on the SPY, when you go up $5 or $10, it's usually big price points, at least mentally.
Yeah, so if you guys want to use the platform we use, there's the link in the chat one more time. Again, I think it's the cheapest way. It allows you to day trade short stocks for 400 bucks basically. You get 14K in buying power once you're approved. No PDT rule, day trading ability, shorting ability, comes with a course, demo account, access to their chat room, and that entire bundle is $3.99. It's the cheapest way to get your feet wet in the market. I actually day traded short stocks. You're probably going to lose your first account, and so I don't necessarily recommend going and saving up thousands and risking thousands for your first account as a day trader, because you're probably going to lose that. What I do recommend is finding a cheaper option, whether it be TradeNet packages or anything else, because it's just a cheap way, and again, you gotta take some time to learn how to trade. And so there's the link if you want to check that out. You can also go check out Trade Ideas, which are the best scanners in my opinion in trading. Allow you to do a lot of different stuff, and you can use our promo code BT15 and get 15% off of Trade Ideas scans. Again, really easy way to scan for stocks, super real time and up to date. And so if you want to check them out, there's the link in the chat there as well. And so yeah, guys, I'll see you guys a little bit later. Have a good day. Yeah, no stress, Battelle. Later, team. I'll see you all next time. And yeah, have a good day, guys. Be safe in this market. We'll see if we can break $2,000 in profit tomorrow. We're getting very close. And you know, I'll see you all then. Hit the like and subscribe button as well, guys. Good luck in the market. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, guys.